big poppin'. Money in the bank coming, dropping a deposit. Having it my way, so I got these bitches watching. Steady getting to it, couldn't fit it in my pocket. Flexing everything, baby, tell me big poppin'. Money in the bank coming, dropping a deposit. Having it my way, so I got these bitches watching. Steady getting to it, couldn't fit it in my pocket. Flexing everything, baby, tell me what to tap it.
What's poppin', everybody? Did you miss me? Welcome back. I know we are at the old bar. Can you guys hear me good? Can you guys hear me clearly? Let me know. Throw your Henny glasses in the chat and let me know that you can hear me. So it's been a minute since we have been here because I took a hiatus again. If you've been around, you know that I take hiatuses. If you are a part of the subscribers, then you know why I took my little hiatus. But, child, we got a whole nother bar. So I'm having complications hooking up to the new bar through the StreamYard. So until I figure that out, okay, sound good? Thank you. Until I figure that out, I guess we're kind of stuck here. I'm just going to look at it as this is the Most High God's way of saying, girl, it ain't broken. We just got to fix it. So I'm following because it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Anywho, what's popping to everybody who has popped up in the bar? I was going to say the coffee shop, but it's not. The coffee shop. Hey, Mercy and Paulie and Lashonda. Lashana, I'm sorry. Miss Pammy, Miss Teddy B, Jessica, Nikki, Uniquely. The snipers are up in here, you guys. Xavier, Coley, Miss Evelyn. Okay. Incapable, Love, and War. All right, CJ is up in here. Monique Hill, what's poppin', girl? All right, Swagger, of course, Swagger. Swaggerlo has become the resident troll, you guys. Okay, he was over at the press box causing all types of mayhem. Sips coffee on that. He showed his earth yesterday. No, what's poppin', Swagger? What's poppin', Lady T on her square bits? Kristen is here. Hey, Kristen, girl. Oh, she does. Okay. I was about to say, I thought you didn't have her. Hey, Miss Black. All right. Hey, Enigma is up in here. Hey, Sippin' Tea. All right. I see Dimples is up in here. M2A Journaling. Pretty Ginger. Beyonce's wig is here, you guys. And shout out and salute to everybody who will be here later on. Now, as you can tell from the thumbnail, we are going to be talking about Cardi B and a trial. I know, we just talked about Cardi B having a case against her, right? Right. Let's see. Low light. There is a real possibility that Lil Nas X will be in jail with Raja Jackson. Both happened in LA. That would be interesting. Interesting indeed. Let me turn this light up. Anyway, so we're going to talk about Cardi B, but I'm also going to go ahead and I'm going to live stream the Court TV. I am. We're going to start with part 1 and work our way to part 2 because part 1 was yesterday and I really debated about coming and covering it, but I'm getting requests to cover Cardi B. So we're going to cover Cardi B and see how that goes. Court TV is streaming it. So we're going to stream it and I'm going to react to it live with you guys. I'm going to allow you guys to come up on the panel. So you don't want to miss that. Also, we're going to talk a little bit about Lil Nas X. Now, I had spoken about this briefly with some of the subscribers and I told them that I felt like this was a publicity stunt that went bad. Okay. I still stand on that. I think he tried to pull a stunt and the stunt pulled him. Okay. That's how I feel. That's just how I feel. Hey, Yadameen. Hey, Danielle. Also, who else are we talking about? We're talking about Young Buck from G Unit because Young Buck, his baby mama's not playing with him. She won her child support and she's going for it. Interesting, right? Also, I know this is maybe this may not be as hot, Henny, because it's kind of old, but I didn't talk about it. So it's new to us. All right. T Hood's Autopsy is giving a different version, but I never spoke on how I felt about all of that. So I'm going to be breaking that down for you guys as well. And then finally, I'm going to give y'all a little 1-2 on DDG. Now, DDG started a new dating show called Are You My Ball? And this came right after his failed mediation with Haley Bailey, and the courts ordering both of them to not show the child. Did we cover that? Did we cover the DDG update with them going to court? I don't recall if we did. If we did, drop a Henny glass in the chat. If we didn't, it's nothing for us to spin the block on that topic. But anyway, without further ado, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Migo. Y'all be right up underneath my feet. My little fur babies, they be up under my feet and they be catching strays all the time because I move my feet a lot. Anyway, so without further ado, let's get up into some of these Cardi B court docs that I do have for y'all. Now I know I said we are going to be going live and we're going to be watching this trial as it unfolds because the security guard is actually up on the stand and her name is Emani Ellis. Now let me go ahead and put this here so you guys can see it, and let's get into a little bit about what is actually going on in this case. All right, because this is old. Like, this isn't even new. This is from an incident that happened back in 2018, and old girl is people, if you're going to sue, please try to do it in a timely manner so you don't have people looking at you side-eyed and cross-eyed when you do. Anyway, as you can see, this was filed. This filing that we have now is from 2024. That's what we're looking at this immediate moment. However, the first case, if I'm not, was filed back in 2020. So she waited 2 years to file her case. And what she's been alleging is that while she was working at a Beverly Hills, bougie, y'all, medical facility, she was a security guard she was a security guard there. And Cardi showed up to the medical building. Cardi showed up to the medical building. Take two. Take three. Action. Cardi showed up to the medical building for an OBGYN appointment, and she was 4 months pregnant. This is how far back it goes back. She was 4 months pregnant with her daughter, Culture. Yeah, kind of weird, right? I know, especially being that she done had 2 other children since then or whatever. But anyway, so Emani is saying that she is suing for assault and battery, intentional infliction of emotional distress, negligence, and false imprisonment. She's also seeking medical expenses, lost and past future earnings, punitive damages, and a $25,000 civil penalty, which underneath California civil rights theories are tied into alleged slurs, because she's saying that Cardi spat on her and said some racial slurs to her. So now, you know how we do when we get into these court docs. We like to go to the actual facts, just the facts, ma'am. So I don't know if this one has actual facts or if it just has causes, because it's kind of short. It looks like it just has causes. Now, this is filed out in California, and if you know anything about Cali cases, sometimes you can't get the information, but this is civil court and it is being televised, so we should be able to keep up with this case as we keep up, okay? So it says, on or about February 24th of 2018, the plaintiff was lawfully working as a security guard on or near the premises of the subject property when the defendant, Belcalis Merlins I can't never say her last name. Cardi B, y'all. We know who it is. Assaulted and battered the plaintiff by violently, unlawfully, and intentionally, suddenly, and maliciously striking her about the head, face, and body, placing the plaintiff, Emani, in great fear for her life and physical well-being, and legally causing Emani to sustain injuries and damages as hereinafter described. Cardi B also spat on the plaintiff. They said spit, but it's spat because it's past tense, okay? On the plaintiff, on Emani, used multiple profanities and racial slurs against Emani, who is African American. Okay, defendant Cardi B then used her celebrity status to get Emani fired from her job as a security guard. Cardi B's security guard, named herein as Doe 1, okay, because she's also going after the security guard because she's claiming that the security guard injured her, caused injuries to Emani at the direction of Cardi B. In doing these acts as alleged above, Emani believes that Cardi B intended to make harmful contact with Imani's person. At no time did Emani consent to any of the acts. Yada, 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 right? Okay, so now let's go down to the next cause right here. Intentional infliction of emotional distress. We all know what the intentional infliction of emotional distress is. She's basically saying that because Cardi B attacked her, allegedly, and I have to say allegedly, not yada like that, but that's usually what I do when I, instead of saying blah blah blah, I say yada 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 yada. Okay, this is what she's saying happened. Now, Cardi B says that she feared for her safety and the safety of her unborn child. Okay, let me pull this clip up for you guys. Shout out to Megan. I can't never say her last name. I am not good with names, okay? Just so y'all know, I'm not good with names. Conif? I don't know. Sorry if I said it wrong. We're going to use some of her clips, shout out to her, of what happened in trial. And yes, we're going to watch the whole thing. Give me about an hour or so after this live ends, and then we'll be live to review the first day, and then we'll go right into the second day. So this is
black military boots, hovering over Cardi, yelling and screaming at her and taking swings at her, trying to get to her beyond the person who was trying to intervene, trying to calm things down. Now, I don't take any pleasure in saying this, but there will be evidence that it was plaintiff who yelled, "I will fuck your shit up." That's when someone intervened and dragged plaintiff to an elevator and said, "You have to leave. You have to leave." You will hear Cardi's testimony that she both feared for her unborn baby. This was her first pregnancy, and a very large woman was advancing towards her.
I like how he said a very large woman was advancing towards her. Let's keep it real. If you're pregnant and somebody is advancing towards you and you feel like you fear for your safety, you're going to defend yourself. I'm not taking up for Cardi. I'm just saying, if this turn of events is what happened, because this is Cardi B's lawyer with his opening statements, okay, that we're listening to right now. And so what he's attesting to and what he's stating is that Cardi B was walking up. She's 4 months pregnant. This girl who's a little fluffy or maybe bigger than her in stature comes walking up to her aggressively, and she thinks she's going to be attacked.
And she was utterly confused that a security guard would be her attacker. Importantly, plaintiff has repeatedly changed her story over the last 7 years. You will hear evidence that under oath, she stated in what is called discovery, Cardi beat her about the head and body. Under oath, she said that. You will hear evidence that plaintiff stated, Cardi scratched plaintiff's nose. You will hear evidence that the story then changed, that Cardi instead scratched plaintiff's cheek, and you will hear evidence that plaintiff also said Cardi never touched her. That is.
And I'm going to tell you this, just up to what I've watched yesterday, her story has changed a little bit, and there's some things that may be a little holish, in her story while she's recanting it. Like, it looks like there's a little hole there that's peeking through. So I'm just saying, as an observer.
That's the evidence that you will hear. And to put it mildly, we expect the evidence will establish that plaintiff is not telling the truth.
Plaintiff is lying.
Now, there's been this allegation that that Cardi got plaintiff fired. But we expect.
Objection, Your Honor. We'll discuss this issue. This thing, please,
I apologize.
the claim was withdrawn.
Oh, 150 pounds.
Now, I just want to know, is it me? Or are we all looking at Cardi like, girl, why are we wearing this pixie cut? I like it, but why is she wearing? Yeah, get the hell out of here. Go on get. Anyway, back to what we were saying, because you about to get ate up in the comments. Back to what we were saying. This pixie cut right here, it's cute. It's very cute on Cardi. I like it. But this is the look we going for with Court. She looking like somebody titi. Okay, she looking like a titi up in there. She not looking like a baby or a snack or a meal. She said, I'm gonna go up in here looking like Titi Cardi. Okay, Titi Cardi is sitting there keeping up. Do you see how alert she is? She's paying attention to keeping up. Now I'm gonna say this. I did see that there was some holes that like I said, it was looking a little holish. But the good thing about all of this is the judge did say that they can't bring up none of the past incidents that have happened. They can't bring up Cardi B's past as a stripper. They can't bring up any alleged gang ties. They can't bring up any unrelated altercations. They can't bring up any alleged drug use. They also cannot speak on media controversies or any of that, because the defense is saying that it's going to cause undue prejudice of the jury. So they can't bring none of that up. However, the jury may not hear about it in this trial, but come on now. Henny Glasses in the chat, if y'all know for a fact that Cardi has a history, okay? She has a case going on right now in Vegas where she threw the microphone at the girl in the crowd. So she also had that case where Star Brim had to go sit down for a little while because they went after the girls who Offset was, I almost said something. Let me sip my coffee. I spilled it a little bit. Hold on. Where them girls got bing bop boom bop bam, okay, for sleeping with Offset. So it's, it's a lot. Then there's the history of what happened with her and Ra Ali and all of that stuff. So there's a history of things. So I think that may work in Cardi's favor, and it may not. No, this is not the microphone throw case. This is something completely different. You'll have to rewind to catch the recap. So that was one video, and then Megan clipped another one, which I've got to start.
Did Miss Cardi?
But I'd be so like, But anyway, this is another clip that Megan clipped up. Again, shout out to her. Make sure you guys are following her on IG. Oops, I didn't like stuff.
Be after this incident, post different things about you to her fans?
She did.
And how many different instances?
Probably about 2.
And did you do the same thing back to her?
Never.
You still want to become a police officer?
No.
And why is that?
I was deeply traumatized about what happened.
Can you tell me a little bit more about your trauma that you suffered from this incident?
Yes. I deal with anxiety, deal with depression. I have post-traumatic stress. I have a scar on my face. I deal with insomnia. Things like that.
Aside from calling you the N-word, spitting at you, taking a swing at you, cutting your face with her fingernails, is there anything else that she did on February 24th, 2018 to you?
I mean, the whole incident was super traumatizing for me. She did a lot that day.
Did she ever apologize for what she did?
Never,
Did you want her to apologize?
of course.
Now, let me ask y'all this. How many of you believe that, and y'all could just say yes or no down in the comment section, how many of you actually believe that if Cardi would have issued an apology, that would have been enough? Because I don't think that it would have been enough for her at all. And he's asking her, what else did Cardi do? And just from us being in court and all of that, we know that there's more to the story that she's not putting out there, because there was something that was said about Cardi taking her phone, or a member of her security taking her phone and trying to erase anything that was recorded, because the reason Cardi got so enraged allegedly is because the girl was trying to record her. M2A journalist said, girl, bye. You were a security guard. What did you think you were signing up for? Now, I'm going to say this, okay? Speaking out for all top flight security guards of the world, Craig, I was a supervisor, and y'all know that, but I climbed the ranks to be a supervisor. I did it in a year. Thank you. Because I'm that girl. Anyway, you do know that there is a point in time where you are going to come into some type of confrontational situation, and they do teach you how to de-escalate the situations. Okay. Not only that, I think her walking up aggressively, Milo, you're doing too much, darling. You're doing too much. You're about to get a pow. Knock it off. You want the water gun? She don't even know what the water gun is. Anyway. I believe she's like, not to steal from our friend over there, Zip with the Drip, but she's like a baby pit cat. She grabs a hold and gets into everything, okay? She really is. Don't you go messing with nothing. Go your butt to bed. How many of y'all believe that this security guard, in her excitement, was walking up aggressively with her phone out, trying to get Cardi B coming in? And that's how I think in my mind. This is in my head. In my head, what I'm thinking, my thoughts. I'm thinking the way I see this play out is this. Cardi B, pregnant, walking with her security, going up unsuspectingly. This security guard comes out of nowhere with her phone out, and she's recording her. She wants to get that moment, like, oh my God, it's Cardi B, in her excitement, okay? Because she admits that she was a Cardi B fan. And so she's excited to see Cardi, but Cardi not knowing what's going on. Like, this is a security guard. You're completely acting unprofessional at this moment when you pull out your phone to record a celebrity. I'm just saying. So she's walking up to her. She catches Cardi off guard. Cardi is in protective mode because she is pregnant at this time. The girl is asked to not record. Security probably snatched her phone, trying to delete whatever it is that was going on. It ensues and escalates, and then she might have got a little bing, bop, boom, bop, bam. Get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because what are you doing? You're being weird to me. I don't know. We're going to have to see how this plays out. But I could see that happening. Exactly. As a security guard, officer, whatever, it is your job to make it safe. In that moment, you were not making it safe. You were actually causing the chaos and causing someone to become distressed in that moment. So, yeah, then there's that. Let me just ask y'all a question. Are y'all getting ads? Are y'all getting commercials? Because if y'all ain't getting commercials, then we still have a problem over here, and I'm about to be pissed. But anyway, that's what I feel like happened when it comes down to this whole Cardi B situation. I think she got fanned out and she got put into her place. That's just it. Okay. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment sections. Okay. Ow! That's my leg. She just tried to climb up my leg, but I have on shorts. You just clawed my leg. Come here. Oh, gotcha. You want to play? I have premium. I don't get commercials. Okay. It's okay. I know. Now you want to play some more. Yeah, I'm a premium YouTuber as well, so I don't get commercials either. I'm watching from my premium. A lot of y'all are premium. Just got one. You just got one because I said commercial. You see there? You're getting commercials? Okay, thank you. You just got an ad? Okay, thank you. It's crazy. Y'all are saying y'all just got one and I just mentioned commercials. Oh, Xavier, you make a good point. She said Cardi had not released her pregnancy to the public at 4 months. So, yes, as you said, commercial. Look at that. YouTube is really playing with me. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play the first day and the second day for y'all in 2 separate lives today so that y'all can get all of that information. Moving right along, we're going to get into this Lil Nas X. Now, as you guys know, Lil Nas X, he was arrested. Okay, let me pull up TMZ for y'all and put it up here on the screen. Go back to our screen that we like. All right, let's get over here. Now, as we know, Lil Nas X was seen strolling down the Old Town Road. And now I'm glitchy. Y'all see how that worked? I'm inside. I'm not even in Henny Studios. I just plugged my charger in because they playing with me, but my computer is not about to die. Anyway, so he thought he was going to take himself down the Old Town Road and he was going to ride till he couldn't no more. But he ended up getting caught out there, and TMZ, of course, caught it. Shout out to TMZ. I thought I could skip this. We don't want that. We don't want that. There we go. That's what we want. Okay. Sorry, I was setting that up. So now, okay, it was being alleged that Lil Nas X was picked up because he attempted to assault an officer, and it was an attempted overdose on his behalf as well. Now, Lil Nas X also has an album that is coming out soon, and let me get that video over here to y'all as well, because I really, this is what's giving me publicity stunt. Let me see if it's in this phone. Hopefully it's in this phone and I ain't got to get up and go nowhere to go get it from the other phone. Because I came across a video that was on his thread. Somebody sent it to me when it came down to him, and he was talking about his album, Dream Boy, if I'm not mistaken, maybe the name of it. I could be mistaken. Is this it? Nope, that's not it. Y'all, I got so much content in my phone, it's not even funny. It's got to be in the other phone. Okay. I don't know where the other phone is, so let me do this really quickly. Live, new album. Yeah, no, it's not letting me pull that up, and it should. That's all right. I'll do a video about it when I find it. But anyway, he announced that his new album would be coming out, and it was days ahead, if I'm not mistaken, of this incident that happened. And my thing has been like, we haven't heard anything from him all of this time. He hasn't gotten into any trouble, not that I know of. If he got into anything, it did not make it to the blogs, baby. It was not viral. Okay. And now what he's doing ahead of his album, I think it was a publicity stunt that ended up going wrong, because now he ends up being arrested, being held. He was briefly hospitalized from what I was reading. Not he was on full major red attire. Listen, so the video that I saw him walking in tighty whities, okay, and some shiny cowboy boots. And then somehow or another, there was another video that I did not see, that I didn't see until later on, of him being buck bookie, naked, walking down the side of the road in Studio City. Child. We can make this up, but why? When reality is so much better than this. I don't know. I'm going to say this. You know, when he came out with Old Time Road, I really was like feeling it. But then it's like when he got to Montero, it took a turn. It took a turn. And I didn't keep up with him. I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't keep up with him. I kept up with some of the scandals, but I didn't keep up with him. And so that's why I said, I don't know if he... Here we go. Of course, this is another TMZ exclusive. Hopefully I show y'all the video, but I have to show the video for the story purposes, not for anything else. Oh my God, if you scratch me again, little girl. Let me see what y'all are saying over here. Sherm, they don't understand that. What you saying, Sherm? He walked through a sacrificial door a long time ago. Well, if you want to start getting into sacrificial doors and all of that, you're going to get me in trouble. But we could talk about it, because if you want to go down that road, then this lines up perfectly for that to be a door opened up for him to have his album, which is coming out, be a hit. All right, this is the video that we talking about that we all saw. Look, they driving down the street and he butt naked. This is not the video that I saw. I saw him and look at him. What was he saying? He's rapping Nicki, y'all. Child, you don't hear me. You couldn't hear? Y'all still can't hear? Y'all didn't hear it? All right, let me refresh. All right, let me stop sharing. And then let me reshare. I hear you, but not him. Okay. See, they trying to be funny. They trying to be funny. Y'all see it in real time. They trying to be so funny. So funny. I know y'all better be running commercials, YouTube, or else I'm going to be taking my services over there to the Twitcher. Yeah. Y'all hear it?
Guys had on me. The values instilled in me by my...
Can y'all hear that now? Not you can burn my eyes now. Did y'all hear that little bit? Okay, all right. Listen.
Parents has shaped my character.
Cause my money ain't. Let me get this straight. Wait, I'm the rookie? But my features and my shows 10 times to pay. 50K for a verse, no album out.
Yeah, guys had on me. The values instilled in...
He's rapping Nicki, y'all. And the crazy thing is, okay, so I really want y'all, let me see if I can zoom in, because YouTube is probably going to be like, oh, you over there popping it, oh, you popping it, but you playing that, but you popping it, oh, can I zoom in?
Remember what it felt like to be a little kid?
Let's
Doors were
go to
playgrounds.
the other one
Your mom's shoe closet was a world of character.
Okay, we gonna go to the other one because they playing with me. All right, so first of all, First of all, let me sorry, Migo. I'm just surrounded by fur babies. Because I was getting ready to try to block out, the little blurred spot or whatever. First of all, darlings, let's talk about it. He's out there yelling in the middle of the street, okay? When he notices a car, he sachets over there and begins to recite Nicki bars. And we still don't know that we still not looking at his face now. You got yourself put in click city, damn it. You in the clicker. You're in the clicker for this bull crap. I hope it was worth it. I hope that little catwalk does good for your album sales, sir. I hope it gives him what it is that he was looking for. Let's go over here because YouTube, not YouTube. Here we go. This is another one, child. This the other one. This is part of the one that I seen. Okay, in the full majorette, as uniquely said. Hopefully they don't give us no more. Of course they're gonna give us a commercial. All right, so let's wait till the commercial over. Oh, she's playing with her toy. If you hear a crunchy noise, that's her playing with one of her toys. I'm going to get her an ASMR channel. Here it goes. I'm sorry, y'all. No audio? Y'all don't hear no audio again? Every time you mention a commercial, I get one. Hold on. No sound again? Okay. All right. Hold on. I got y'all. All right, let's go back.
No, hey.
Y'all hear it now? They are, and y'all see it. Okay, y'all can hear it now? All right.
Don't be late to the party tonight.
Where at?
You know where it's at. No, go ahead, babe. No. Go ahead, babe. No. Didn't I tell you to put the phone down? Uh-oh, somebody's gonna have to pay for that. Da. Hey, for everybody coming to the party. La. Yes, I am serving you. And you better be at that party tonight. Oh, yes. Yes. Yes, get my good side. Every side. Yes. Boom, cat towel.
Boom, cat towel.
Sean Bankhead taught me that one. Bang! Woo! Batty boy want to give it to me, baby. Batty boy want to give it to me, baby. That's gonna be a beautiful sunrise. Give me that phone so I can throw it. I want to throw it far away so you never see it again. I don't like phones. Don't miss the party tonight. Why are you still here? You need to be telling everybody about the party, girl. What's your problem? Break it down.
Now that's what I saw. And then he got butt naked. Sam and Mercy. Now, I don't know if he's on a substance or not because that has not been confirmed or denied. Shannon, this be what I be talking about right here. These little comments that you be making, girl, please. It's funny. Okay, he needs help, yes, but it was funny. Sheesh. Anywho, now he did end up going to Click City. Like, girl, we gonna get into this right here. Because he did end up going to Click City, and as of right now, he is free. But let's hear what happened while he was in court.
That's correct, John.
And this is the review for the people. I would just pause to both sides. I believe I observed as did thousands of others what led up to his arrest. I did not observe the arrest. Apparently, there was nothing filed on the events that of the defendant's actions prior to the police arrival.
Look at his face, though. I want to ask y'all, since we're talking about rituals and things of that nature, let me ask y'all this. Henny Glasses in the chat, if you're thinking humiliation, because that had to be, I can't see Lil Nas X running Cell Block C. I don't think that he imagined that it would end up like this. Now, my thing is, a lot of people have been saying that he was probably wet, which means that he, PCP, little angel sprinkles and things of that nature could have possibly been going on. But at the end of the day, I do feel like this was something that was set up for him to do, to get people talking about him, to get people buzzing about him. I don't think he ever envisioned that he would end up in Click City, but let's continue to listen to a little bit of what was said.
Mr. Hill, you have a right to a speedy preliminary hearing within 10 court days of today, 60 calendar days. You understand and give up that right to your case to be set for preliminary hearing setting on September 15th, with the understanding that any preliminary hearing occurred within 10 court days of that day?
Yes.
The scheduled bail for these charges is $300,000.
He has no prior convictions or failures to appear.
That's correct.
Do you want to be here?
I would. Thank you, Your Honor. We'll be requesting an OR bond today. Everybody agrees that a bond of some sort that Mr. Hill should be released from custody today. The question is, what conditions are necessary to.
Let me ask all of my Cali people, why do they put y'all behind that door like that? Like, what is that? Like, I don't like y'all system, because this is really crazy. Like, everybody who goes to court, like, it be this door and they're standing behind the grate. Like, is it really that bad in Cali? Please let us know, because in New York they come out, in Florida they come out and they sit down at the table with their lawyer, and the case goes on. But in this particular court, I've seen this several times. People are behind that door.
Ensure his appearance in the safety of the community. And first, I'll address ties to the community. Mr. Hill owns a home just miles from this courthouse, and he has owned it for 4 or 5 years now. This is where he's made his life. His business dealings are all here. He records music in Los Angeles. His entire management team is in Los Angeles. So he has the support of his management team here. And in the courtroom today are members of Mr. Hill's family. They were here ready to support him with everything he needs upon his release. Mr. Hill is not a flight risk, Your Honor. And as to danger, before the court is a 26-year-old man with no prior criminal history, no history of violence. This man has never so much as gotten in a schoolyard scuffle.
Not a schoolyard scuffle. Sean Sector, don't start y'all crap, okay? But this is what I was saying to y'all. He has never been in any type of trouble before. Like this is
Assuming the allegations here are true, this is an absolute aberration in this person's life. Nothing like this has ever happened to him, Your Honor.
Has he ever involved himself in drug treatment programs?
He has not, Your Honor, and I actually know of no evidence that drugs were involved in this.
Well, the police report indicates so. Police report said he was in the hospital with a possible overdose.
That's correct, Your Honor, but we just don't know whether that was actually factually accurate or just some officer's hunch that was uncorroborated. We don't know what happened. I'm assuming they drew blood or tested him, so at some point we'll find out, but right now there's nothing in the record that drugs were even a part of this. And so this is just an aberrant episode and an otherwise productive life. To call this like productive, I think, would be an under.
Did y'all hear that? Let me go back a little bit about the drugs. Hold on.
An aberrant episode and an otherwise productive life. To call this like, at some point we'll find out, but right now there's nothing in the record that drugs were even a part of this. And so this is.
So that's what they're saying in court, that as of right now, there's no drugs on the record for him. But they're saying that, I mean, to me, if I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't believe the whole thing about it, but it could be because everybody reacts differently, right? Especially if he has some type of history of a substance, you're not going to behave a certain way. You have a certain tolerance to it. But they're saying there were reports that he was arrested and hospitalized briefly. We don't know. So we're going to have to wait until the September court date to find out if anything came back in his system. You know, that's why I'm saying alleged. Okay. Yes, that's very true, baby doll. He could have mental illness and he could have had an episode, you know, maybe bipolarism. I'm not trying to diagnose. I'm just saying, and all of this is alleged because we weren't there. So we don't know what happened. Let me put my banner across the bottom that everything in here is alleged. So yeah, it could be. Okay, there's no toxicology report at the moment. Exactly. There's no report. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens. All right. They had enough time to test for drug use. Yeah, they did. They did. But again, let's see what happens. All right. Let's see what happens.
Just an aberrant episode and an otherwise productive life. To call this like productive, I think would be an understatement. I think it's a remarkable life. Of extraordinary accomplishments. He's an artist, creates music that resonates with millions of people. He's won 2 Grammy Awards and countless other awards. I couldn't even tell you what they are. Time Magazine named him as one of the 100 most influential people a couple years ago. So this is a person who's a pillar of the community. And as cliche as that sounds, it's true for this person.
Well, a family history of drug use doesn't always equate to somebody else being an addict. Sometimes people have addicts for parents or family members, and they go the complete opposite route and don't end up going that way. Now, a history of family psychological disorders and things of that nature, that definitely is something that passed down. Addictive traits do get passed down. I do want to point that out, though. Just because a person does not engage in substance abuse, there could be other addictions that they pick up because they carry a gene for addictive traits. You know, like, so for instance, it could be an addiction to coffee. It could be addiction to sex. It could be addiction to different things. So, but in this case, I'm going to wait. Y'all can speculate. Y'all can speculate in the comments, but for me, I'm waiting until we see if a toxicology report even shows up, okay, before we start actually running with it. Because, you know, a lot of times credible sources, including myself, and I don't consider myself to be like, you know, 100% credible. Like, I'm like 85% of the time correct. Okay, but there's still a large margin for error because I'm human. Even the most reliable, credible sources could be wrong at times. So I would rather wait till we can see if there's a report that comes out on this before we start actually slinging. I start slinging that on him.
I think an OR bond is absolutely appropriate here.
The money bail is appropriate. I'm gonna set bail at $75,000. And if he makes that bail, he's ordered to not own, use, or possess any illegal narcotics, attend 4 NA meetings per week, or enroll in an outpatient drug program.
Now, this is the thing that I didn't understand. Okay, now, did y'all hear what they just said? That he has to attend NA meetings. But if you don't have a report that actually backs up, hey, girl in the shadows, thank you. If you don't have a report that backs that up, then why are you subjecting him to go to NA either inpatient or outpatient? Like 4 times a week is excessive, okay? Or he can do an outpatient, or inpatient. So it's like, if you don't have the proof there, then why is that being put into place? You get what I'm saying? Like, this is why I'm like, I'm gonna wait to see what they come out with.
So, Mr. Hill, do you understand and accept those conditions?
Yes.
So be in Department 112 on September 15th at 8:30 in the morning.
All right, so that was Lil Nas X day in court that he had. Okay, so he is going to be going back to court in September, and we will be keeping an eye on that for you guys. Now we're gonna move it right along. Let's talk about Young Buck real quick. Okay, judges don't care; it's all a money grab for them. I hear you. I hear that a lot. When it excuse me, it is about money. I can definitely agree with y'all that it is about money. Oh, okay. See, Mercy said, hurry up and prove that there was no drug use and request not to participate. That's good advice. That's good advice. Hold on one second, you guys. Let me just send this text real quick. All right. So, Young Buck of G Unit. Let's get into this. Okay, let's get into this. Because I was like, what in the world is going on? Young Buck has been making his way around Vlad TV, y'all. Okay, so I know we haven't heard anything from G Unit. Okay, I don't know anything that Young Buck has done outside of that. I know one of my girlfriends, like good girlfriend, she was in love with Young Buck. All right. Now, Young Buck, all right, it says he's slammed with a $71,000 child support demand amid bankruptcy. He is filing bankruptcy. Okay. And the baby mama said, whoa, hold on, wait a minute. Let me put some pimping in it. Because you're not about to get away from paying this child support. This is crazy, okay? So it says, according to All Hip Hop, it says, Young Buck's bankruptcy case has hit a snag as a judge prepares to hear claims he owes over $71,000 in child support to Shannon Robertson. Shannon, is that you? The Shannon in our chat, is that you? Are you Young Buck's baby mama? I'm just playing. Okay, so Young Buck is again entangled in legal drama as his bankruptcy case hits a roadblock over more than $71,000 in overdue child support owed to the mother of his child. Okay, court filings submitted on August 21st in the U.S. Bankruptcy Court for the Middle District of Tennessee show Shannon Roberts, the creditor and mother of one of Young Buck's children, is formally contesting the trustee's final report. She claims the rapper born David D. Brown still owes her $71,721.30 in unpaid support, despite having received $81,471 from the bankruptcy estate. Now, let's pull the court docs. Because you know we got them. All right, so let me go ahead and let me do this. real quick. Bloop. All right. Child, it gets messy. All right. So Shannon Roberts, okay, we saw this on February 13th of 2015 in the Superior Court of Newton County, Georgia. The debtor was ordered to pay $1,406.30 each month for child support of the minor child. The debtor, which is Buck, has failed to fulfill his obligation to support his minor child and is currently at least $71,721.30 in the arrears. Basically, what she's saying is he was ordered to pay and he is a deadbeat. Okay. Shannon filed her initial claim for $81,471.70 on February 11th of 2020. On March 6th of 2024, creditors sought to amend. Okay, so Shannon sought to amend her claim to the amount of $151,786. Now, hold on, wait a minute. Girl, Young Buck ain't had an album out and I don't know how long. I don't know when the last hit is that he had. But you asking for $151,786. On March 7th of 2025, Shannon sought again to amend her claim to the amount of $193,000. So I'm assuming that this is like accumulating over the years because she got this order back in 2015 and then here she is in 2020 asking for 81,000 and change. We might as well round that on up to 82,000. Okay. And then she turns around and she amends her claim again in 2024 to, let's go ahead and say $150,000. And then this year, she amends it for $153,000. Child, I think she's saying he ain't paid at all. You just out here not taking care of your children, or at least not this one. Now, she was dispersed an amount of $81,471, okay? Shannon and her child are entitled to full payment of their priority claim, all right? Shannon is currently entitled to the balance of her claim in the amount of $71,721.30. So, while she's not deducting, they are. So she has already received a payment in the amount of $81,000, $82,000, okay? And all she's owed right now is about $72,000 or $71,000 is what she's owed and some change. She got a little change, got a little ching-ching on top of it, okay? And she filed this on August 21st of 2025. Now, let me just say this, okay? I have no idea what 50 is doing and what he's not doing with his artists. I don't know if this man is getting residuals or any of that from any of the stuff that he has done. And as far as musically with G Unit, but baby, he's filing bankruptcy. That means he ain't got it. He ain't got it. So if he wasn't paying a payment plan before, he about to pay it now. I'm just saying. See, I don't know her story, but I'm going to say this, and it's no knock or offense to her or anybody that has a baby with a rapper. Okay, a rapper is not guaranteed to always be the rapper that they are when you meet them. So I hope this wasn't I'ma do what I do so I can get what some of us gotta use what we got to get what we want. I hope this ain't the mentality, okay? But if the man is filing child support, I don't think you're going to get too much more out. I mean, filing bankruptcy, I don't think you're going to get too much more out of him. Like, I think they need to come to the table and get a negotiation going because I'm going to be so honest. Hold on. When you filed for child support in the first place, right? And the man wasn't paying his child support monthly like he's supposed to. You weren't getting your monthly stipend. You have to take him to court and you have to force him to then pay. And you get a payment in a lump sum. Here's the thing I would like women to get in their minds when you going for child support, right? Mama's baby, daddy's maybe. Okay. Sorry, let me fix my lid. And I say that because you have a child support order. Yes, there are a lot of things that you can do to try to collect your money, but in the meantime and in between time, you have been taking care of that child. So brace yourself in case you don't get the money. I'm not saying she's not entitled to it. I'm not saying that it's correct. I'm not saying that it's right. What I am saying is, as a woman, you still have to take care of your child regardless. And brace yourself for the possibility that that man is not going to be there financially, mentally, emotionally, or structurally for the child. And it sounds like if he's not doing those things, then, there's systems that are set into place. And unfortunately, young buck, if you're not paying your child support, you can end up in Click Click City for that. They can take your license. They can start garnishing your wages from you. They can put you in Click Click City for not paying it. There's consequences to bear for that. But at the end of the day, just don't put all of your eggs in one basket. And I'm going to tell you something. I told my daughters the same thing applied to me when I made the decision to have my children. Am I ready to take care of this child? Can I take care of this child? Should I have to? And it's sad that we got to think like this, but should I have to take care of these children by myself? Can I do it? Because sometimes it does fall on you. And guess what? Even if y'all were together and y'all were married, anything can happen to where that man falls on hard times, loses his job, gets laid off, gets injured. Anything can happen. Can you carry that load? I don't think people think that way anymore. But I get why she was like, no, you filing bankruptcy, you going to run me my coin for our child before this bankruptcy goes through. So I get the thought pattern that goes behind that. But sugar, there's a possibility you ain't going to get it. She said, I'm going to walk myself to the water table. Water fountain, because no coffee in my hand. But at the same time, let's talk about it. You have these kids. Men know they have these kids that are out here. And then they choose not to be a part of these children's lives. And at the end of the day, the first thing that somebody is quick to say is, oh, look at the caliber of men that you laid up and had a child with. What does that have to do with the fact that we're not holding people accountable? And men and women do this, but we're not holding men accountable when they choose to abandon ship on their responsibilities. Regardless of what goes on between the parents, the child should never be involved in the midst of all of that, because at the end of the day, that's the most important person in all of this that is being caught up in between is the child. Now, if this is the case of you ain't paying your child support, so you ain't seeing your child, or you ain't doing this, so I ain't coming over, then y'all need to figure that the hell out. Like, I'm tired of these toxic baby mama, baby daddy dramas that keep playing out in social media, especially with celebrities. When y'all have the resources at your fingertips to be able to fix your situations that are going on, you have resources to mediations and counselings and therapies. And so do we at a regular person, because I'm a regular person. I ain't no goddamn celebrity. I'm a regular person, okay? I pay for my insurance every month, baby. Matter of fact, let me check my insurance. I think I got to pay for it now. But, we are limited by the insurance and by our budgets as to what we can and cannot attain. But when you are a celebrity, there are people that will help you. There's places you can get plugged into. Fix these situations and stop bringing the laws into it. Go fix it, because these kids need both their damn parents. I don't care what nobody says. Kids need both parents. I'm very highly into that. They need both parents, unless that parent is just too toxic to be around. And that goes for a toxic mama and a toxic daddy. If your baby mama is so toxic that it is detrimental to your child's well-being, go take custody of your child. And I ain't talking to them ninjas that be using kids as pawns. I'm talking about to them baby daddies that really be doing a great job and they got a bad baby mama. Go get your kid. And if you a baby mama and you got one of them toxic baby fathers that just really don't do right, then you need to do what you got to do for your child. Maybe supervised visitation or something like that. I don't know. But figure it out. Anyway, Moving right along. I forgot. Did we talk about DDG and Haley Bailey before the court stuff with them, where they both ordered not to put Baby Halo, post him on social media? Let me know in the comments. Did we talk about that while I pull up this next piece of content for y'all viewing pleasure? Okay, and I'm just serious. We did okay. Okay, we did. All right, cool. So, if y'all don't know, oh, I didn't pull it up. Hold on. Let me go get it. Let me go get it real quick. All right. If y'all didn't know, DDG is currently streaming a show called Are You My Ball? Okay, I don't know. This is like some streamer world stuff that I'm not, I'm just getting into the streamer world, so I don't really know too much outside of Kai Cenat. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. Jessica said not the new stuff. Okay, well, we're gonna refresh. Let me get this content up on the screen for y'all. Okay, so hold on. Let's put it up here so we can talk about it while it plays in the background. All right. So DDG is streaming 24 hours a day on his Twitch a new show called Are You My Ball? All right. And in this, it's like a dating show. At the end, the woman will win the affections of DDG. Now, I'm going to say this. It's giving me Blue Girls Club meets Flavor of Love. Henny Glasses in the chat if y'all agree, if you've seen it. Okay. It's giving me Blue Girls Club with a mix of Flavor of Love. And I mean what I said. I said what I said and I mean it. Let's see if we can find you a little clip of some of the things that they have going on. There was a clip of them doing some activities that I saw. Okay, see right here. All right, so he has them. The thing is, he has them doing different challenges. Okay, one of the rules that he did have was that he did not want anybody from off of Blue Girls Club on his show. Well, it turns out that he had Bonnie Lachey on there. I know. Don't throw tomatoes in the chat. I know how y'all feel, but Bonnie Lachey was on there on the first episode, and baby, she didn't even last. She got eliminated. Okay, the girls eliminated her, and when they get eliminated, right, they go to a content house, so to speak, right? And over there, they're given a Kick, which is a whole different streaming platform from Twitch, which is telling me that Kick is trying to get more people to come over there to their platform. So the girls have to then go to Kick, build their own following, and then once there's a certain subscriber limit that is met, the chat then gets to decide who they want to bring back to the house to compete for DDG. Now, where it is like Blue Girls Club is because look at it. It's giving that. But Flavor of Love, because look at it. That's what it's giving. But the difference between let me be serious. Blue Girls Club did not have activities for them. Like, he has things lined up for them to do every day. Like, there was an obstacle course that they had to complete and different things like that. And they win their dates. They do live confessionals instead of them sitting there just talking to a camera, popping it. You've got Doug. You've got you got all his people sitting down with these girls, talking to them and giving confessions. Yes, when they have an altercation, they get in the boxing ring. That's like Blue Girls Club. But on Flavor of Love, remember how they had tasks that they had to do, challenges that they had to do, and requirements they had to meet, and the winner won the date? That's where the Flavor of Love comes in at. But he's streaming 24 hours. So that means even while they're sleeping, people are tuned in. Like, I went over there like, oh my God, did he clip it up? Because I missed the first episode and I went to go watch it. I'm like, dang, he's still live. I can't go watch it. But I'm like, what are they doing? Everybody was asleep, and there was 13,000 people in the chat watching and interacting with each other. So this is really like something that people are watching. He does clip up the episodes and put them here on YouTube. So I am going to I'm gonna have to play catch up with that with you guys because they're already 3 episodes in. But we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna be doing reviews on this for you guys. All right. So it's a very interesting show for right now. I kind of like it. My only question is how is Haley feeling about any of this going on? I don't know. And does it matter? Like, will this actually affect them in court? I don't think it will. Now, when it comes down to DDG and Haley Bailey being in court, the judge, DDG, okay, first of all, Haley was claiming that DDG was staging like paparazzi ambushes to catch him with the baby so that he could post, and get around this not wanting Halo posted on his social media. She said that his fan base would attack her, and they would harass her. Okay. They would attack her and they would harass her. And so she wanted restrictions placed on him, which is what she had said from the beginning. She wanted restrictions placed on him as far as his social media postings go, right? But, DDG basically is like, listen, I didn't stage anything. I can't control who's filming me, especially when I have my kid. I can't control any of that, right? He's asking for visitations overnight. And he also wants like a weekend and midweek schedule. Like he wants to be active in his child's life. He's asking for every Saturday and alternating Sundays between them. And he's also open to monitored visitation to ensure that no photographs or videos are done and that he's not posting him on social media. Now, to me, that's a huge step because as a content creator, you would think that that would be something that he would end up doing, right? Is putting the child on there. But he's like, look, I just want to see my son. This is not about publicity. This is not about any of that. I just want to be a father to my kid. Okay, and I'm willing to have somebody come monitor me while I'm with him to make sure that I'm not putting anything out or taking any pictures and posting them to social media. And I think that that's huge. Okay, that's a huge give. Now, the judge, he did emphasize the importance of monitored visitations, okay? But he also ordered both parents, both Haley and DDG, not to post baby Halo on social media, period. All right. They do have a continuance date coming up of October 15th. Hold on one second. Let me put this up for you guys so that y'all can see. So y'all can see it. Y'all can see it. All right. Now, here we go. So this is the actual gracias. All right. So this is the actual notes of what happened in court. And it says, pursuant to stipulations of the parties, the request DV prevention with minor child case initiation filed by petitioner on June 4th of 2024 is continued to October 15th, 2025 at 8:30 a.m. Okay, that's when they're going to go back into court for that one for October. Now, the court order regarding posting social media on any temporary orders are to remain in full force and effect until the continued court date. Order on request to continue court hearing is signed and filed. So any temporary orders of restraint that are there, they're going to remain in place until they come back to court at least, all right? So it says, for reasons discussed on the record and with no objection from either party, the court orders both parties to refrain from posting, uploading, or disseminating on the internet or social media platforms photographs, images, and or information regarding the minor child or causing any other person to engage in such posting, uploading, or dissemination. So did I say that right? Dissemination? Yes. So basically neither one of them can post. Nobody connected to them can post. That's it. Nobody is posting. All right. And I think that that's fair. All right. Effective immediately, the court modifies the temporary restraining orders. Daryl for DDG is permitted to have peaceful contact with Haley Bailey for the purposes of court-ordered visitation. DDG is to have professionally monitored visitations with a licensed, monitor approved by both parties with the minor child every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., alternate Sundays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and on Wednesdays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. The professional monitor is to be advised and instructed that a primary purpose of the monitoring requirement is to ensure compliance with the court's orders regarding social media posting. Okay. And so the court makes its order in open court, and further notice of this proceeding is not required. So yeah, they're going back to court on October 15th. I think that is fair and decent. Especially being that, DDG is the one that is being accused of consistently and repeatedly posting the baby on social media against Haley's wishes. So now look at what happened there. Now nobody gets to post the baby. The judge said, all right. Now nobody gets to post them. How about that? That's fair. Nobody posts them. Okay. And I commend DDG for agreeing to monitored supervision. Also, when it comes down to the DV part of this, we are going to get into that as it comes up in court. But for right now, it looks like there is a schedule in place for DDG to have baby Halo. Now, how is this going to work out when he's streaming 24 hours with this dating show? I guess that remains to be seen. Because if you have the child from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Wednesday, Saturday, and alternating Sundays, how are we filming this show, sir? But I guess that's going to be something that we will find out as the internet turns. Doom, 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 doom. Yeah, I'm going to have to really make that a part of my repertoire. Moving right along. So, T Hood has been a hot topic that has come on to the internet scene ever since his untimely passing. There's been a lot of stories that have happened when it comes down to him. We're hearing, when we first heard about this story, we heard that he was popped 5 times in the back, and that Kai, the brother of Kelsey, who are the children of Kirk and Rashida Frost, was the one who did it. Now, we didn't hear anything. Kelsey came out speaking out, and she was talking against her brother. Then you had the mother and the sister coming out. Child, I'll do a video. Henny Glasses in the chat if y'all want me to do a video on this, because I could do a video for y'all. But anywho, the mother and the sister came out speaking. T Hood's mother and sister, that is, came out speaking, blaming Kai and saying Kelsey set him up, and it was a whole big mess. And then one of Kelsey's friends came out, and they put out video of Kelsey being DV'd by T Hood. So now that led people on to like, something else was going on. And I was one of those people that was saying that there had to be something that was going down in order for this situation. Now, I see the Henny Glasses going up. I got y'all. We will do it. So what had happened was the mother and the sister came out, right? And the mother and the sister that's how I feel about that. The mother and the sister, after hearing that the Atlanta cops were saying that it was self-defense, they weren't trying to hear that. The sister and the mom in this situation, they are toxic as hell, if you ask me, because there was a text message that showed Kelsey had reached out to the mother and that the mother was of no assistance. So the family knew that there was a history of this, because there's also another young lady that came out and spoke and was talking about him doing it to somebody else. So he had a problem with keeping his hands to himself. Now, The mother is not taking it. The baby mother is not taking it, excuse me, because one of his daughter's mother, okay, mother of his daughter, hired a lawyer amid the autopsy reports, dun, 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 revealing new details about his pow-pow wounds. Now, before we get into what they found, let's get into what the original medical examiner's report said, because it said a few things up in here. All right. Now, in this medical report, and I'm going to have to make this big, please don't, because I will uniquely. Hold on. All right, so it says here, let me zoom in for y'all, that on August 8th of 2025, right, investigators, now I said 2046, so that's 8:46 p.m., I believe. Investigator Sabrina Escobar was instructed to contact Olivia Bomfo, RN, at the medical center. Okay, nurses. It was reporting the death of a 33-year-old black man. That's not the part that I want to get to, but I'm going to read it to y'all. Who sustained multiple gunshot wounds in the upper torso. Okay, listen, in the upper torso and the buttocks and lower extremities. And they give a location. I meant to redact that. All right. Investigator Escobar informed nurse Bomfo, whatever, that the Gwinnett County Medical Examiner's Office would accept jurisdiction in this case, and that arrangements would be made to have the subject transported to Gwinnett County Morgue for an examination by the medical examiner. Right. Okay, so now on August 8th, 2025, Investigator Escobar contacted Sergeant Micah Hedgewood in the Gwinnett County Police Department, right? So Homicide Unit Sergeant Hedgewood explained that the subject was involved in a domestic dispute with two other individuals, right? And the subject reportedly drew a weapon. So they're saying that T. Hood, hold on. I have no idea. So they're saying that T. Hood drew a weapon. All right. The subject reportedly drew a weapon, and another individual reportedly shot the subject out of self-defense. Charges are unknown at the time of this report. And then it says to see additional information. Now, what they also said was that Kai did not flee the scene. He was there. Now, according to this report, this is what they saw. All right. You see 1, 2, 3, 4 shots. All right. And from the looks of this, it looks like this right here lines up with this right here. This right here lines up with that right there, straight through and through. So all of this with the 5, I don't know where that's coming from. This is just the medical examiner's report that I'm seeing right now. So it does say that there's 4. Now we're going to go down here, or 5. Let me go down here. The crazy thing about this is some of these pum injuries were sustained while his back was turned. And then some looked like they were entered through the front. All right. This is just going through, all the rest of his orifices and ligaments of his body that we don't really want to hear about. I found out some intimate information about him reading this that I really did not want to know. They went through all of the tattoos that he had on his body, identifying marks and scars that were on him. Now here we get to wounds of the torso and bilateral lower extremities. Okay, so this is on the left thigh right here. Can I highlight this? Are you gonna let me highlight? Because I want to highlight. I like to color. All right, so this is on the left thigh, if y'all can see that. All right. Now it says the entrance gunshot wound was which is succumbed. I don't know how to read all of this terminology, so I'm not going to read or act like I do. All right. It says there was no soot deposit, no searing, no stifling, which means that it wasn't placed onto him. All right. This right here is what we need to be looking at. The wound path is from back to front and upward and right to left. The wound tract perforates the skin and soft tissue, okay, of the left thigh. The wound tract it hit the left femoral artery and the soft tissues and the skin, and the wound tract is markedly hemorrhaged, okay, as a result, and disruption in the involved tissues, and the left femoral vein is intact. So it went into, hold on one second. It went into the back, from the back to the front, right? Back to front and then left to right, which I don't understand. I guess when it went in, it hit the bone and went left to right. I don't know. Because I am not a gunshot expert. I'm not an expert. This is not my area of expertise. I just read the court docs. But if somebody in there is in the medical field and y'all want to offer up some explanations for this, then please, by all means, please do so. Hold on one second. I know what I'm finna do. All right. Okay. All right. Sorry, I was reading a text message. All right, so let's go back to this. I love my people. I really do. I love my people. All right, so now, boom, here we go. So he was shot in the back, the upper portion of the back, and the lower. Let me put y'all back on that screen with that, because I'm going to break this down from notes. Thank you. All right, so here we go. So y'all can see this. Let me zoom in a little bit more so y'all can see this clearly. All right, there we go. So it says the upper and lower back, which we see, the abdomen, which went into the pelvis area. So it went into the stomach and into the pelvic area, which is like the hip area. In the butt, it hit him in that region, but we don't see that there on this diagram. We don't see no pum to the butt. We see the back of both thighs. So I don't know if they mismarkered something or whatever, but that's what they're saying. And then in the legs. All right. Actually, you know what? No, I know what that means. It went into the leg and up into the buttocks area, right? One went straight through the thigh, and one was on the front to back type of, so he was turned around at some point in time. So he was in motion. So I don't know if he pumed him in the thigh first and then he turned around and he kept puming. I don't know. Like, we're going to wait for the police to break this one down. Okay. But he was hit from behind and from the side. All right. Not a direct facing forward. All right. And the shot spread across his body from his upper torso down to his legs. And it suggests this right here, the way that they broke this down and the trajectory of everything is suggesting that he may have been turning, moving, or possibly even falling when he was being pumed, which to me, that gives that, like, I don't know, like maybe he was pumed in the leg, and then as he was going down, he was pumed some more. I don't know, but I don't even know about angling and all of that stuff. I'm not a gunshot person, so I can't explain that to y'all, but that's how I feel about it. Like, maybe it was a motion. There was motion that was going on. And then of course, you know, the spread of these wounds, it just, like, I'm trying to understand how many times. It's like with the cops, okay? I'm on two sides with this, because it's like when you see the police and they do something and you're like, did you have to shoot them 15 times? Did you have to shoot them 10 times? Did you have to? That's kind of like what this is for me too. Like, what happened? Like, how did you, at what point are you subdued? At what point is a person subdued is my question. Was there a rage? Because, you know, sometimes when people are enraged, the adrenaline is pumping and they don't feel shit. They don't feel nothing. So what's going on? Because if there was a incident where it was a DV situation going down and his adrenaline is pumping and he's hitting on Kelsey and Kai just decided to defend her, pew pew. Like, I need to see how this plays out. But like I said to y'all before, the baby mama is not happy with what she heard. And so now she is hiring her own lawyer and they have their own little 1-2 about what's going on. So we're going to read this from the Shade Room. Shout out to them, okay? More than 2 weeks after T. Hood was fatally shot, Georgia police have yet to charge anyone. So far, the Gwinnett County Police Department has reportedly confirmed their suspect is Kai Frost, Kirk and Rashida's son. Additionally, it is known that T. Hood, whose real name is Tevin Hood, was dating Kelsey Frost when he died. Now, an autopsy report of the rapper is shedding more light on what led to his death on August 8th. Meanwhile, Ebony J, Hood's co-parent and mother of his daughter, has retained a lawyer as his death continues to loom. Da, da, da. So, according to TMZ, the Gwinnett County medical examiner wrapped T. Hood's autopsy last week. The paperwork revealed that the rapper suffered multiple gunshot wounds in at least 5 places on his body. But we only saw, that's why they got to explain this. The shooters believed to be Kai Frost struck T. Hood in the abdomen, the buttocks, the lower right and left thighs, and the back. I don't know. This is like, because again, when we go back to this medical examiners, like, they got to explain. Like, I read some of it. Like, I don't, how? Like, they only have, I don't know. Anyway, we know it was more than once, okay? Now, it says that it appears, per the paperwork, that T. Hood got shot at least 5 times in his Snellville, Georgia home. Moreover, the report claims that T. Hood pulled a gun during an argument with 2 other people inside his home, but got shot in self-defense. The report did not name the shooter. Though an ambulance rushed the rapper to the hospital, he died. As mentioned, local law enforcement has not charged anyone in T. Hood's death. Also, despite the number of bullet wounds, police have reportedly still investigating the case under self-defense, per TMZ. Now, let me just say this. Georgia is a stand your ground state. Okay, just like Florida, it is a stand your ground state. You guys got to go familiarize yourselves with stand your ground, because stand your ground means that if you feel any imminent danger, you can stand your ground and protect yourself. Remember Trayvon Martin? That's how that dude got off over there. As previously reported, the shooter, Kai Frost, stayed on the scene after the incident when cops pulled up. Kai reportedly cooperated with them, and the initial report cites a domestic disturbance that had resulted in a female victim sustaining physical injuries. TMZ has suggested that the female in question was Kelsey Frost, T. Hood's girlfriend and Kai's half-sister. If so, it wouldn't be the first incident between Kelsey and T. Hood this year. In March, she reportedly called 911 on the Percolator rapper after an argument escalated into him taking off in her Benz with her Mac Mini. Yeah. Oh, what did I say? Anyway, well, I said the wrong. Who did I say? Did I say George Lopez? I meant to say George Zimmerman. Thank you. Be more careful. In addition to feeling devastated over the death. Okay, wait. Kelsey had already taken to her Instagram. By the time law enforcement named her brother as a prime suspect, Kelsey had already addressed T. Hood's death online. In an Instagram post, she accused the internet of disrupting her grieving period with weird and sick rumors. Because remember, in the beginning, they were saying that she set him up. In addition to feeling devastated over the death, she clarified that she did not harm him or ask anyone to harm him. Not then or since then has she spoken on Kai Frost's involvement, though. But see, they skipped over a portion of there where she is recorded saying that she did not condone any of this. Like, she was speaking against her brother. Okay. Y'all here pick and choose what you want, but I didn't want this. Ask for it, call for it, ask for anything. I would never. That's what she wrote. Now, the lawyer has come out and the lawyer has been speaking, okay? And it's saying that the latest developments from T Hood's family is coming from his co-parent, the mother of his child, Ebony J. Okay. Attorney Michael Walensky. Oh, Walensky. I'm sorry. I was Walensky is close. We'll talk about it later. All right. Now, Ebony hired this lawyer, okay, to basically take over all of this. Okay. To them, T Hood was a picturesque father. But we seen the videos of Kelsey sitting on the bed and then he just charge in and start putting hand, feet, and Nebo's on her. We saw where she had a reckless mouth. Like I don't know. Like this is, to me, this is just all janky all the way across the scene, because you got him putting hands on her. You've got this happening with the brother. There's so much moving parts to this. All right. So in a quote, it says, to them, T Hood was an amazing co-parent. He was always there. He was a great father. Shortly before this incident, he was at his daughter's school for parent-teacher conference. The attorney spoke out to Fox 5 Atlanta. He was a really great dad and really great co-parent. Well, for me, I like to hear that he was a great dad and a great co-parent, but that's not what the issue is here. The issue is that there seemed to be some domestic disputes that were going on and a history of violence. Oh, Dinella, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Dinella. Happy birthday to you. And many more. All right, so Walensky pointed out that misinformation on social media is hurting Ebony and attacks on her and T Hood. The lawyer shared that everyone needs to wait for law enforcement to finalize the investigation before concluding. Additionally, the lawyer shared what Ebony knows so far. Okay, so that is it. The baby mama has said, okay, I'm finna go ahead and I'm finna go get me a lawyer. And I'm going to have me a lawyer that's going to look into all of this stuff that's going on with my baby daddy. There is one more thing that I do want to show y'all, because he did also put something out. Let me pull it up for y'all. Boom and boom. There you go. All right. So this is from Mike Walensky directly, and it says, Tevin Hood was a devoted father and a supportive co-parent. He was deeply involved in his daughter's life, and to her, he was the very best dad. His loss leaves an unimaginable void. We recognize that the criminal investigation is ongoing, and we will allow the Gwinnett County Police Department to continue doing their job. The family is truly grateful for the effort and commitment law enforcement has shown and will continue to show throughout the process. What we do know at this time is that Tevin Hood was shot from the back 4 times. See, I said 4. That fact is both deeply troubling and heartbreaking to his loved ones. And there was only one person left to tell the side of the story. Now, the thing is, like I said, they also talked about left to right and movement. There was movement that happened. That's how he gets. So I don't know. But anyway, and there are still more facts to uncover, but what remains certain is that the justice must be served for Tevin's daughter, whether through criminal accountability, civil action, or both. So basically what he's saying is, if we got to take you to civil court, we're going to take you to civil court. If we got to go through criminal court and civil court, we're going to do it all, because you took him away from his daughter. Now, I just feel like this. What would be said if Kelsey was the one who was gone? This is a sad situation because there is a child involved. There are 2 families that are feuding, but in the midst of all of that is a toxic relationship that included DV. And we can't negate away from that. We cannot act like that part did not exist. And we cannot act like we don't have brothers that would easily pop somebody for us and probably go take a seat. So at the end of the day, I don't know. This is a messy situation. I did want to kind of like talk about it because you guys are like, are we going to talk about T Hood? Because you never talked about T Hood. So I wanted to kind of like bring it up and let y'all know that we are going to keep up with that story and what's going on. And as things develop and things become available, we are going to talk about it. Okay. We are going to talk about it. But it's just a sad situation all the way around. And I say that because the mom and the sister, there's no way you didn't know that he had a history of this, especially the way that they were responding to things. It's like you're quick to defend, but not even acknowledge what is being shown to us. And while my heart goes out to his daughter, we're still looking at the facts of a criminal case. We're still looking at the facts that there was evidence that was leaked out online, put out there by somebody to show us that there is a backstory to everything. So that's not true, Fat Girls Club. He did not only hit her once. We've seen multiple videos of it. So that's okay because there's videos up on the neighborhood talk and all of that, and I'm gonna grab those videos. It doesn't matter if it was once, twice, or 15 times. The fact of the matter is there was, and we saw it twice, at least that I can think of in my head. But I think there was maybe 3 or 4 incidences in that video collage that we saw. Once where he came in the room and she was sitting on the bed and he jumped on her. Another when he was on one side of the bed and she's in the bed and he jumped on her. So it wasn't just one time. And we're not going to downplay what we saw with our eyes. Exactly. We're not going to do that. We don't do that here. So at the end of the day, we're not going to negate away from that fact. Okay, that is a fact. That's not fiction. Let me see. Here we go, right here. In case you missed it. Is this, I think this is just one video that they posted, but we're going to go and find the other videos too. Does that look okay to you? That don't look okay to me. So that's one video that TMZ showed on their platform. That's one video. There's other videos out there. So let's play this. I think this came from Mims. So shout out to Mims. Bad Girl Club, you seek help, please. Seek help, please, because there's no way. Came in the house. Look at that. That's okay to you? That's another incident. Look at him. And then just what? Something is seriously wrong with you. Something is seriously wrong with you. For real. Thank you, uniquely. That's definitely not just one time. That's more than once. And I guess, he's stopping and he's talking and you're seeing that. I mean, and then look at this. That's playing. That's how you play. If you play like that, I don't want it. I don't want it. And that's why I said this case, yeah, it's sad that there is a child that doesn't have their father right now, but this right here is never okay. Oh, it was one time. Oh, he was just playing. Nah. Gotcha. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna follow this and we're gonna see where this case goes and what ends up happening because as of right now, with everything that is coming out, the family doesn't want to hear that it was self-defense. There are supporters that don't want to hear that it was self-defense. There are people that really just feel, like me, I'm like, God, like, okay, 4 times in the back, like that's crazy. But as you start reading, you're hearing that it was more than just that because at first we were hearing that it was all in the back, but it wasn't all in the back. And then it seems like there was motion going on, and then we're hearing that there was a disturbance that was happening. Like, first of all, I don't know how many people are going to sit back as a female. I'm not going to sit back and watch my friend get her behind whooped by her boyfriend. Like, I'm jumping in. Tag me in because we're going to tag you out. And if you think my brother is going to sit there, my brother is going to sit and watch me get ragtagged by some dude in front of them, that's not happening at all. That's it. It's never okay. And I think the most disturbing part for me is the fact that the mother and the sister and people like that person who was just in here make it seem like that's a walk in the park. That's nothing. And Kelsey coming out and speaking the way that she is tells me that she's a person who was involved in this situation, but was not ready to leave. Like she was still caught up in the midst of everything. And at some point in time, she's going to wake up and she's going to realize that this situation, it could have been her. It very much could have been her watching those videos and how quickly he flies off the handle and how quick he's just snaps. They're arguing and then all of a sudden he just throws the phone down and jumps on her. He comes in the room like they were probably arguing. And the fact that the sister put that video up of Kelsey popping it with your mouth does not equate to throwing your hands, feet, and knee bows on somebody. So at the end of the day, that is that. Let's see, did we cover everything? We talked about Cardi B. I seen some of y'all comments. Y'all were talking about y'all feel like this was a money grab. We talked about Lil Nas X, the debate, and the public opinion as far as I'm concerned. For me, let me just say, my opinion is still up for judgment as to whether or not this was, well, I'm waiting for proof, as to whether or not this was a drug-fueled breakdown or if this was actually ritualistic or a psychotic break. Maybe it was all three. We don't know, but we're gonna find out as the case unfolds. Young Buck, go pay your child support, sir. Out here trying to file bankruptcy. I hope he wasn't filing bankruptcy so he could try to get out of paying the child support. The diabolicalness of all of that, child. Anyway, who else? DDG. I'm kind of liking the vibe of the show because it's kind of a modern day flavor of love. Flavor Flav. DDG. Also, I want to give some type of kudos to that judge that is overseeing the court case, because he is keeping it even and fair when it comes down to Haley and DDG. And I also am going to give no, let me not do that. I'm going to give an applause for DDG for agreeing to do monitored supervision, just so that he would be able to see his son, because then that shows that it's not just all for social media clicks, likes, and views. It's not a clout thing. He really is trying to be there for his son. So let's see how this plays out, you guys. Let's see how this DV mediation plays out for him and Haley as well, because let's not forget DDG got a DV restraining order on him too. Like, what's up with y'all young men wanting to put your hands on females? Keep your hands to yourself, sir. And with T Hood, we are going to go ahead and we are going to watch as this plays out, and I will report back to you guys as to what's what. We are all watching what is going to happen as far as with this stand your ground that is in place. But in the meantime and in between time, y'all, thank y'all for tapping in and tuning in and kicking it with your girl. I don't know if the commercials have been commercialing. Nobody has been complaining about them. I am still working on trying to get myself over to my other channel. And once I'm over there on that channel, honestly, I'm trying to get 500 subs. Well, I want 500 subs before I go live over there, but I also cannot connect my streaming service to that account for whatever reason. So I have to work on that between today and tomorrow. So that way, maybe Thursday we can get over there. But in the meantime, I guess we're here, and we just gonna kick it at the bar. But thank you guys for tapping in and tuning in. If you guys have any content that you would like for me to cover, be sure to inbox me on IG. And yes, we are gonna come back. Give me, what time is it now? I want to say 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock good for y'all, for us to go back and watch Cardi B, because we got to catch day 1 and 2. We got to play catch up, mustard, because this is a lot that's going on. Or maybe what I could do is just give y'all a synopsis of day 1 and day 2. I don't know. Maybe I'll do that later on tonight, but we could definitely, I do want to watch it though. I don't want to watch it alone. I don't know. I'll let y'all know. If I'm going to go live with the Cardi B stuff, it'll be at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Either way, we're going to talk about what's going on with Cardi. Anyway, love is always love, y'all. Thank y'all so much. And I'll see y'all in the next video. And just know that if you cut up, act up, you could get smacked up and put right on out of here. Anyway, love y'all and see y'all soon. Peace, everybody.